Hello, I hope you're all doing well. This is gonna be my Alchemy series. We're gonna be covering everything from getting started to leveling to money making. Now, every alchemist has to start somewhere, so in this video I want to walk you through your very first day of alchemy. We're gonna get ourselves set up, go over some basic equipment and level to artisan all in a single day. And let's start by talking about why you would want to get into alchemy in the first place. The main gig in alchemy is of course the potion crafting. You see those drafts right here? Most players pop them like candy, from grinders to PvPers to life skillers. Now, as an alchemist you can benefit from this in two ways. First, if you craft your own potions instead of buying them off the market, you can save a bunch of money. And second, if you research the market and figure out how to craft them efficiently, you can make a ton of money. Also, another reason why you might want to get into alchemy is being able to provide certain elixirs for your party in PvE group content, but that's gonna be more towards the late game. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, alchemy is not without its downsides. Especially the high-end elixirs are often gonna require hard-to-get materials that you will need to gather on your own. So alchemy is gonna be a bit challenging at times, but in my eyes this is kind of where the fun is in alchemy, and in any case I think you should definitely give it a try. We're gonna be starting our first day of alchemy right here at Sungrain Bazaar. Here at the general goods vendor we can buy purified water, and we're gonna need a ton of it to level to artisan. To be exact, we're gonna get about 20k, so you will want to bring 100 million silver. Alright, so we're gonna be buying this until our weight fills up, and then we're gonna stack this on our horse. Now, if you're not familiar with horse overstacking, here's how it works. We take a stack of items, put it on our horse, then turn back to the vendor, buy another stack of items, and this time we're gonna take the stack from our horse into our inventory to create a bigger stack, and then we put that stack back onto the horse. And this way you can stack basically an infinite amount of anything and completely ignore the weight limit. Now you want to repeat this until you have 20k purified water. Then we're gonna take the stack back on our character, get on the horse and make our way home. And that of course opens up a question, where is our alchemy home base gonna be? So let's go over a few options. The classics are Calpheon and Heidel, just because they are super central and you are in walking distance of most gathering spots. But I have a pro tip for you. Odraxia and Ailton in the newer regions have incredibly cheap storage. And as you're getting into alchemy and piling up more ingredients, you're gonna need a ton of storage. So if you're fine with doing a trip down there every time you need to do alchemy, I would definitely recommend taking a look at these cities. Alright, now once you have picked a city, we're gonna need to establish our residence. I have my residence at the Calpheon Nord Gate, and that is for two reasons. A, different residences cost different amounts of CP. You can see this one is super cheap at 1 CP only. And it's also right next to the market, so I don't have to spend a bunch of time running across the city every time I need something from the market. Alright, so here we are back in Calpheon, and the first thing we want to do is of course deposit our purified water into the storage. So now we're gonna start preparing for crafting our first recipe and starting to level up. And we're gonna need three things for that: a storage container, an alchemy tool, and of course the materials for the recipe. So first of all, we want to get ourselves a storage container. You can do that by interacting with the storage keeper, and here you got the option to rent a storage container for 10 CP. This item is gonna be incredibly useful for crafting. What it's gonna do is allow us to access the storage from our residence as if we were standing right next to the storage keeper. So it's gonna save you from running from your residence to your storage and back every time you need materials from your storage. Now we only need to place the container inside our residence. So what you wanna do is enter the residence, then here you can enter place mode, select the container and place it down inside your residence. Alright, so that's the first item we can tick off of our shopping list. 2 more to go. The next one is gonna be the tool, and for that we're gonna be heading to the general goods vendor. To find one you want to open the NPC search and then select general goods, and the game will set an autopath to the vendor. So here you can find the basic Alchemy Tool, and this one has 100 durability, which means we can do 100 crafts of a recipe, after which we're gonna need to replace it. And if you're just starting out, this is a decent option, but I can tell you right now, with 100 durability, we're not gonna get far. So my advice to you to make your life a lot easier is to just go to the central market, type in Alchemy Tool, and here you're gonna find some more advanced tools with higher durability. So here we've got the intermediate tool with 500 durability, then we've got the advanced Alchemy Tool with 900 durability, and here the Morning Light tool with a whopping 3k durability. So if you see any of these tools on the market, preferably the advanced or the Morning Light tool, then I would definitely pick them up even on your first day of alchemy. The ones I would stay away from are the ones that say traditional on them, because they're gonna make your crafting slower. Then you want to head back to your residence and also place your Alchemy Tool like we did with the container. Alright, and with that we can tick off the tool from our shopping list, and we're only gonna need to do one final step. That's getting the ingredients for our recipe. So which recipe are we gonna craft to level up? Well, it's gonna be the clear liquid reagent. That is one of two basic alchemy reagents, the other one being the pure powder reagent, and they are used to craft recipes all throughout alchemy. The clear liquid reagent is just a little bit more useful than the pure powder reagent, so I'm gonna go with that one. So how do we craft that? Well, what you can do is open the crafting nodes. You can either press F2 to get into the adventurer's board and then go into crafting nodes. And a small trick I have for you, the quick way to open the crafting nodes is just shift left click on any item in your inventory. Here we can type in the name of an item and it will show us the ingredients needed to craft this recipe. You can see we're gonna need 4 ingredients: salt, sunrise herb, purified water, and wheat. The purified water we already got, so we can check that off right away. Now, just for the sake of completeness, there are other ways to get purified water. You can sometimes buy this off the market, and you can also craft it yourself by filtering a bottle of river water. But honestly, you're gonna need so much of this in your alchemy career, I would just do a trip to the vendor every once in a while and grab a big batch. Alright, the next thing we're gonna need is salt. You can get that simply from any cooking vendor, so you can open the Find NPC function next to your map. Click on this button and it will set a waypoint to the nearest cooking NPC. Now the third item we're gonna need is sunrise herb. The easiest way is definitely on the market. I would for sure take a look there. And sometimes it's sold out, like right now. So the other two options you got: A, you can get it from gathering wild herbs, for example at the rotation here at Bear. And there is yet another vendor for this. You can type in herb into the NPC search bar and it's gonna send you to Neves, the herb vendor of Calphion. Here you can see we can get sunrise herb for 500 silver a pop. And there's another vendor I want to show you. He's also incredibly useful. The mushroom vendor BDO and Calphion right next to the storage keeper. So to recap, here's the list of vendors that you should keep in mind for alchemy, and you can make your alchemy life a whole lot easier by knowing about these vendors. Alright, and the final ingredient is gonna be wheat. That's a little bit more difficult to get, but lucky for us you can replace one wheat with one wildgrass, as you can see here on the crafting nodes, and that's a lot easier to get. It usually sits on the market, and if not, it's another item you can get from wild herbs, for example here at Bear. Alright, and that is the last item we can check off our shopping list, and now we can finally start crafting. To start crafting our clear liquid reagents, what you want to do is have all of the ingredients in your inventory, then interact with the Alchemy Tool, and here you can put in the ingredients, and you want to put in enough for exactly one craft. So even if we want to craft multiple clear liquid reagents, we're only gonna put in enough for exactly one craft. Then we're gonna select batch production, press F to max this out, and start crafting. And there we go, we're already on our way to Artisan. There's just one little thing we need to sort out, because as you can see here, the crafting is incredibly slow. You're gonna be starting out with 10-second crafting time. And we can reduce that all of the way to 1 second using different items like gear and buffs. And of course, the lower our crafting time, the faster we're gonna level up. The first item we want to look at are the silver embroidered clothes. There's different grades of these from base to +5. The higher grades of course give higher alchemy time reduction. What I would recommend you to get is the +3. So this is gonna be a little bit expensive, but if you're just doing alchemy casually, then you're pretty much never gonna have to get new clothes after you get these. Now if you're not down to invest that much money into alchemy yet, what you can do is just grab a base and then you can always upgrade later. Then the next items we want to get is the seafood crown meal. That's gonna give 0.6 seconds of alchemy time reduction and a bunch of other useful stuff, as well as the Reduer draft. That's gonna give 1 second reduction. And the final thing you want to get for sure is some sort of alchemy stone. A good starting stone is the Life Spirit stone. You can usually grab this off the market. If there's none on the market, you can get them by grinding Polly's Forest. Obviously, if you already have a better alchemy stone than that, you can skip this step. This Life Spirit Stone is gonna give us 1.1 second reduction, and with that setup we've gotten down from 10 seconds to 3.3 seconds, so we're already gonna be leveling 3 times faster than with the base alchemy time. So you can see it's pretty important to get the right gear and buffs for alchemy. And you can get this down even more, for example by having the right tool. You're gonna get another second of reduction by using either an advanced or a morning light tool, or if you're using a supreme alchemy tool. And the final bit of reduction is gonna come from the Lightstone set. Now this is gonna be a bit more advanced, a bit more expensive, so this is something we will go into in the next video. And that's pretty much it. We're gonna be crafting clear liquid reagents all the way to Artisan with 3 seconds of alchemy time. Of course, depending on your buffs, this is gonna take somewhere around 5 hours of alchemy. And obviously this doesn't have to happen in a single day. You can split up your sessions however you like and just do it at your own pace. Alright, and that's all I have to say for now. If you have any more questions, please leave a comment and I'll try to get back to you. This is only the beginning of the series, and in the next video we're gonna be power leveling our alchemy with some more advanced gear and recipes. And I'll hopefully see you there. Bye!